Alright, hi guys, I'm Jet, and today I am going to teach you guys a little trick called staining. Scientists do it when they're trying to look for different cells, such as cancer cells in your body and stuff like that, so we will see how it goes. Alright, first of all, I have all of my ingredients here. I have water, a lemon, which we're going to use the zest from, some carrots, and then some oil and a grater. And then I have 3 individual cups that we're going to be using today. Alright, so I'm going to get started by prepping these. I have a cup with water, a cup that is going to have carrot in water, and then a cup that's going to have some carrot and oil. Set these off to the side. And let me grate these bad boys. Smells good. Alright, now that our lemon's done, we can start on the carrots. Alrighty then, so we have a couple of different variables that we're going to test. First off, before we go into our actual physical things of the fruits, the vegetables and stuff, we are going to try it with a felt pen, or a marker. This is what I have. So, the ink inside of markers should be very, very soluble, and so it should dissolve pretty easily. It turned purple. So, and as you can tell, it's a homogeneous solution. You can't really tell the ink from the water. So this is very soluble in water. Alright, we're going to set this off to the side. Now, we're going to see how soluble our carrot is. So, take a little piece of this. Sprinkle some in here. Now, from here, it looks like the water is orange, right? But as you can tell, all the little spinning pieces right there, those are carrot pieces. So, from what it looks like, carrots are not soluble in water. Really, it's just the little particles that are floating around in there. Little carrot schnickums. So we're going to set this off to the side, come back and see what it looks like in a few minutes. And in the meantime, we will take our carrots and put them into some oil. Yeah, it's all lumpy. That didn't disperse as much as the water did, does it? But we're going to do the same thing. So I don't know if you can tell, but the liquid has actually turned orange. I mean, there's still the carrot pieces that are submerged in there. They're kind of suspended. But the liquid itself actually did turn a different color. So this is the oil in the carrots. I'm gonna show you the water one real quick so you can kind of see. See how the water is still pretty clear? The water didn't change color, okay? Now this is for two reasons. One of the concepts I'm going to be talking about today, which is solubility. As you can see with the water and the carrot is not soluble in water. It just kind of sits there. After a few minutes that I let it sit on the side, it all goes to the bottom just because the carrot particles are just chilling. So carrots have something called beta carotene, which is what makes it orange. And this is actually soluble in oil. See, show that again. So what it does is the beta carotene is going to break away from the carrot, and then it's going to dissolve, changing the color of the oil, or staining it really. So there's your little partial solubility lesson for today. The carrot pieces also submerged to the bottom, but the trick is the beta carotene that is being taken out of the carrots and then being shown in the water, which is why it turns orange. They do this for staining, like I mentioned in cells earlier. So if doctors need to stain like some of our oily cells, then they can use stains that will specifically be soluble in oils, and they'll light up our cells like a Christmas tree. All right. So we are back. We're gonna do a little testy test just to prove how our solubility works. So before me, I have our oil and carrot mixture, and then I have our water and carrot mixture. So what we are going to see is if I add oil to this, will then it change colors, and then if I add water to the oil mixture, will the water change color, since the water is already dissolved and everything. So let's find out. So basically I just wanted to correct myself here. I meant to say that the carrot has already been dissolved partially into the oil, not the water, and we're going to see how that is affected when we add the oil and water to their opposite solutions. This one's a little bit more full, so I didn't want it to spill on camera. Alright, so let's take a look-see here. Would you look at that? So this, as you can tell, the oil is separated from the water. Because oil is more dense than water. Density. Because oil and water are not soluble together, sorry. And it looks as if there's the oil and the water. So what you can see is that the one I added the water to, this oil up here, actually turned orange, or kind of yellowy in this one. But if you look at the one I added oil to, the oil is still clear as day. Huh, imagine that. This was originally the oil in the water, or sorry, oil in the carrot. So because the carrot, the beta carotene had already dissolved in the oil, it was super easy for it to, the reason that the oil is still orange is because the beta carotene had already been dissolved in the oil. So when we added water to it, that was still going to be there. Nothing was going to change with that one. But with the water compound that we added oil to, or mixture that we added oil to, you would think, well, now that there's oil in there, the beta carotene could just dissolve in the oil, right? Not necessarily how it works. Because it didn't dissolve into the water previously, because it's not soluble, there's no way for it to transfer over to the oil and dissolve in there. So that's why that happens. Now we are going to do it with the lemons. So here's 2 of our little cuppies. Another concept besides solubility is our mixtures, and just going back to before, both of those are heterogeneous mixtures because obviously they're not combining together to make smooth solid transition. Alright, here we go. Some lemon. Swirling vortex of doom. So this is the lemon and the oil. As you can see, there is a little, well, it's kind of hard to tell on the camera, there's a little bit of color transfer. It's definitely more of the lighter shade of lemony yellow. And then again, this one, the water, and this one what we have going on more is the differences in densities. So when you make lemonade, you know how all the stuff kind of like goes to the top and the bottom? It's because there's varying densities within the lemon and the water, and so it's gonna like separate all funny and weird. So those are my experiments.